Hello, my name is Aman, and the topic of my presentation is Direct Memory Access and 8237 DMA controller. The content of this presentation are Direct Memory Access, Intel 8237 DMA controller, DMA channels and interfacing, DMA signals, 8237 pin diagram, and its registers description. Direct Memory Access is a method that allows an input-output device to send or receive data directly to the main memory and hence bypassing the CPU. Advantages of DMA are: first, the speed of data transfer is much faster DMA, and second, DMA frees the microprocessor for some other important tasks. The direct memory access is performed by using two signals in the microprocessor. First, hold, and second, HLDA. Hold, this is the input signal to the microprocessor from another device to request the use of buses of the microprocessor. HLDA is hold acknowledgement signal. This is an output signal indicating that the microprocessor has relinquished the control of its buses. Uh, there are two modes in which a DMA controller works: slave mode and master mode. In slave mode, the DMA behaves as a peripheral to the microprocessor. In master mode, it takes control of the buses of the microprocessor, and the data transfer between the memory and peripheral take place through the DMA controller. Steps involved in these processes are: first, DMA request from the peripheral is sent to the DMA controller. And then the DMA controller sends the request to the microprocessor to take control of the buses for the data transfer. Microprocessor, after completing all its pending work, sends an acknowledgement to the DMA controller and give the control of its buses to DMA controller. The DMA controller from here goes into the master mode. After the data transfer is complete, the DMA controller sends a signal to the microprocessor and give the control of its buses back to the microprocessor. The DMA controller come back in the slave mode again. Intel 8237 is a programmable direct memory access controller. It has 4 independent channels, with each channel capable of transferring 64 kilobytes of data. Here you can see the actual 8237 DMA controller. Here the name is not clear, but still we can read this if we try. Next, DMA channels and interfacing. 8237 has 4 independent channels, CH0 to CH3. There are two 16-bit registers associated with each of these channels. The first one is for starting address of the byte to be copied, and the second one is used to load a count of the number of byte to be copied. Address of each register is determined by 4 address lines A0 to A3 and the chip select signal. The last 8 registers are used to write commands of the read status. Here you can see that out of these 8 bits, the starting 4 bits from A7 to A4, these are for selecting the chip, and the last 4 from A3 to A0, these are for selecting the register. Here in this diagram you can see the arrangement of the register from 00 to 0F. This means that there are total 16 registers, and from 00 to 07 you can see that there are 4 channels, and each channel is associated with 2 register. The one is for memory, the one is memory address register, and the other one is count register. And all these registers from 08 to 0F, these registers are used to write commands and read status. From the in the left of this diagram you can see there are these signals. There are signals, and these signals on the left, they are used to interface with the microprocessor, and these on the right, they are used to communicate with the peripheral devices. So now our discussion come on the DMA signals. DMA signals are divided into 2 groups. First one is for interfacing with the microprocessor, and the second one is for communicating with the peripherals. Like these on the left, these are for interfacing with the microprocessor, and these are for interfacing with the peripheral devices. We will see the function of each of these signal one by one. The first one is DREQ0 to DREQ3. These are DMA request signals. These four independent asynchronous input signals to the DMA channel uh, from peripherals. To obtain DMA service, a request has to be generated by activating DREQ line of channel. Then DACK0 to DACK3. These are DMA acknowledge signal. These are output line to inform the individual peripheral that it direct memory access is granted by the microprocessor. Is granted by the DMA controller. EOP, it is end of process signal. It is an active low bidirectional signal. The 8237 allows an external signal to terminate an active DMA service. This is accomplished by pulling the EOP input low with an external EOP signal. HRQ, it is hold request signal. It is used to request control of system bus from microprocessor. HLDA is hold acknowledgement signal. It indicates that microprocessor has relinquished the control of system buses. MEMR and MEMW. It stands for memory read and memory write. They both are active low three-state output signal. They are used during DMA cycle to read and write from memory. AEN is address enable signal. It enables the 8-bit latch containing upper 8 address bit onto system address bus. It can also be used to disable other system buses driver during DMA transfers. ADSTB is address strobe signal. It is used to strobe the upper address byte into an external latch. A0 to A3. These four least significant address lines are bidirectional three-state signals. In the idle cycle, they are input and are used by the CPU to address the register to be loaded or read. In active cycle, they are output and provide lower 4-bit of the output address. A4 to A7. These four most significant address lines are three-state outputs. They provide first 4-bit of 8-bit address. Here is the pin diagram of 8237 DMA controller. There are total 40 pins in this DMA controller. On the first pin there is IOR, input output read, then input output write, MEMR, MEMW, ready, HLDA, ASTB, and etc. Like we have discussed about the function of these signal pins earlier in our previous discussion. Like here we have discussed most of the signals which are necessary. Now we will continue our discussion and we will discuss about register in 80 in our DMA controller. There are a lot of register in 8237 DMA controller. These are current address register, current word count register, base address and base word count registers, command register, mode register, request register, mask register, status register, and temporary register. Current address register. Each channel has 16-bit current address register. This register holds the value of the address used during DMA transfers. The address is automatically incremented or decremented after each transfer, and the intermediate value of the address are stored in the current address register during the transfer. This address is written or read by microprocessor in successive 8-bit bytes. Current word count register. Each channel has 16-bit current word count register. This register determines the number of transfers to be performed. The actual number of transfers will be one more than the number programmed in the current word count register. The word count is decremented after each transfer. The intermediate value of the word count is stored in this register during the transfer. When the value in the register goes from 0 to FFF in hexadecimal, ATC means terminal count signal will be generated. This register is loaded or read in successive 8-bit byte by the microprocessor in the program condition. Then there comes the base address and base word count register. Each channel has a pair of base address and base word count registers. These 16-bit registers store the original value of their associated current registers. The base registers are written simultaneously with their corresponding current register in 8-bit byte in the program condition by the microprocessor. These registers cannot be read by the microprocessor. The next one is command register. This is a 8-bit register, and it controls the operation of 8237 DMA controller. It is programmed by the microprocessor in the program condition and is cleared by the set or a master clear instruction. Here you can see it is a 8-bit 8-bit register, and the first bit is for memory enable or memory disable. Second is bit for the address hold disable or address hold enable. uh, like this bit is in a don't care condition if the 0 bit is in 0 bit has a value of 0, and the next register is controller enable or controller disable bit, and the next one is normal timing and compressed timing bit. It is in don't care condition if the starting bit like bit 0 is has a value 1. The next bit is for fixed priority or for rotating priority. The next bit is for late write selection, extended write selection, or is don't care if bit 3 is 1. The next two bits are for DREQ and DACK, sense active high and sense active low signals. The second one, the other register is the mode register. Each channel has 6-bit mode register associated with it. When the register is being written to the microprocessor in the program condition, bit 0 and bit 1 determine which channel mode register is to be written. Here as you can see it is a 8-bit register, and the first 2 bit, the combination of these 2 bits determine which channel has to be selected, and the combination of next 2 bit determines the operation which has to be done, like to whether we want to verify transfer or write transfer or read transfer. And the next bit is for auto initialization disable or auto initialization enable. The next bit increment or is for selecting the address increment or address decrement. The last two combination of last 2 bits selects the mode of the register, like it is demand mode select or single mode select or block mode select or cascaded mode select. The next register is request register. Each channel has a request bit associated with it in the 4-bit request register. These are non-maskable and subject to prioritization by the priority encoder network. Each register bit is set to or reset separately under the software control or is cleared upon generation of TC, that is a terminal count, or external EOP, end of process signal. The entire register is cleared by a reset. To set or reset a bit, the software loads the proper form of the data word. In order to make a software request, the channel must be in block mode. The bits from 7 to 3, these are in don't care condition, and the bit at position 2, it is for set or request bit. It is a set or request bit, and the combination of these 2 bits tells about the which tells about the channel which is selected. The next register is mask register. Each channel has associated with it a mask bit which can be set to disable the incoming DRE queue, means DMA request signal. Each bit of the 4-bit mask register may also be set or cleared separately under software control. The entire register is also set by a reset. This disables all the DMA requests until a clear mask register instruction allows them to occur. As to the same to the previous register, these bits from 7 to 3, these are in don't care condition. This bit tells about the clear mask bit or set mask bit, and the combination of these two bits tell about the channels that are to be masked. The last register is status register. The status register is available to be read out of the 8237 by the microprocessor. It contains information about the status of the device at this point. This information includes which channel have to be reached a terminal count and which channel have pending DMA request. Like, it is a 8-bit register similar to the previous registers. These 4 bits from 7 to 4, these are for sending request from channels 0 to 3, and these 4 bits from 3 to 0, these are indicating that this channel reached a terminal count. Thank you.